All right, July 7th. It's been maybe a month since the last update. And I'm going to try this one in 4K, and you're going to get 60 frames per second. So let's see if this blows up my phone. Last year in this bed, you might remember I had sesame and a few other things, including a plant called Shisho Perilla, or Perilla, Prilla. And apparently, Perilla is really prolific with seeding, and I've got a whole crop of it this year. It's a leafy green used in Eastern cuisines. It's kind of minty, little methanol-y, kind of interesting, unique flavor. Can't really get anywhere else. Fun to chew on. But I gotta find some recipes to take advantage of it. We've got figs and various other things I dumped out of the porch into the greenhouse, and then all plants in the greenhouse that are waiting for a purpose in life. Got the grapevine here, the new one, coming in really well. This is the Himrod. What was it? Himrod, white seedless. That will replace these dead vines. All 4 of the old grapevines are dead. And then we've got some pumpkin, bitter melon. I think that's a cantaloupe back there. This is the bitter melon. I've got some volunteer sunflowers that I'm just kind of letting go for now. I think that's a watermelon and a honeydew, and then something called Cherokee pumpkin, bush pumpkin, that is not growing. And then I've got I think this is what was that? Something's in the yard. Winter luxury pumpkin, and then another watermelon and a honeydew. The rhubarb is taken off. I gotta harvest some of that. I've got the asparagus getting ready to go to seed, which is good because it's the first year. I don't want to harvest that. The potatoes are going completely nuts here, but you can see they're kind of getting toward that age. I think this might actually be a fungal disease. Yeah, I'm gonna pull off the affected leaves here. We've had a lot of hot, humid weather, an incredible amount of rain, especially compared to previous years. Just absolutely nuts amount of rain. But we'll get the sus leaves pulled off that dude. And then we've got our tomatoes over here. It's like cherry baby, yellow and red pear. Red pear's taken forever. It's that one right there. I think this is actually, I don't remember what this is, and I forgot to label it, so yeah, great. I think I actually ran into that last time. You can see we've got tomatoes starting to come in. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. I'll try to keep this targeted. Yeah, right. I say that all the time. We've got our herbs. Thyme, marjoram, sage, Salvia officinalis. This is broadleaf. We've got some asparagus coming up in here. Got some celery. Got a pawpaw tree that's putting on a couple leaves. Hopefully that survives. Some yarrow, dill. This is actually my great niece Riley's dill that she planted. Another pawpaw that's not really doing anything. Got some lemongrass and a row of cucumbers. Let's see, we've got some ginger coming up in here. I planted some ginger. And then this is Asian sour leaf. or I think it's yeah, I can't actually remember what the technical name is for that. But here's kind of a wide view of what's happening with these 3 larger beds. Absolutely nuts. And then, of course, you know, the prairie that our yard is turned into. Got a pumpkin going kind of nuts over here. It's just goes off the edge and then down to the bottom. Got some brassicas in here, a whole bunch of onion. The onions are bulbing up pretty well. Just to kind of give you an idea of size, they're maybe 2 inches to 2.5 inches across right now. It's better performance than I've ever had from onions, so I'll take it. Got some peppers, but nothing really happening on these yet. I did get prairie fire tomato already off this plant here, and then this I think is the zebra. I've got a tomatillo. Yeah, you can see them coming in. We're starting to get little baby cucumbers, so that's kind of cool. The hot weather really helped the cucumbers pop. What else I got going on here? Oh man, these are just getting eaten up by the cabbage moth or the cabbage worm. Yeah, you can see one right there. So, best thing to do with these is just pick them off and throw them on the ground. No real big ones on here, which I'm kind of expecting to see with that much damage, but maybe it already matured into a moth and flew away. Oh well. Life. Yeah, see here. At first I thought it was slug damage, but I've been finding a lot of those worms on here, so you know, I was going to cover them this year, but I just didn't do it, and I'm paying for it. And here's that little veranda red tomato, my favorite little guy. Yeah, it's got some more tomatoes ready. Not coming across quite as red in the video for some reason, but this tiny little dude just cranks them out. Man, love that thing. We got our lettuces, which have managed to survive the hot weather. You can see the spinach is about to bolt, so I got to harvest the spinach. Looks like volunteer dill or asparagus from last year, which is a dill. Ooh, smells great. More celery back there, the elderberries flowering. This is that purple cabbage. Some more peppers. Nothing really fruiting though. And then yeah, some more tomatoes. That's gonna fall over at some point, I'm sure. Yeah, this is just, these are getting destroyed. Oh well. Radishes, I've been harvesting those. We've got, I think this is Thai basil. Yeah. It's taken its time this year. This is the Mad Hatter pepper. So look at this. This, I mean, if you remember this last year, I just broke a branch off. Oh well. This plant is huge. Let me try to, that's the whole thing. Largest pepper plant I have. I gotta put a cage around it or something, or tie it up, because it's getting out of hand. You can see from the warm weather, we got a bunch of curling on the tomato leaves. That should get better as it cools off, or the plant acclimates or dies, whichever comes first. Oh man, I just stepped on a pumpkin. This pumpkin has escaped the bed. It's going up the trellis. It's going down across the yard. Not necessarily bothered by that. These carrots I should really thin. I need to spend some time on that. More celery in this bed too. I can't actually go that way because all the pumpkin on the ground. There's like 6 pumpkin renders on the ground. This is like a Genovese basil. This is that's the Thai basil I just looked at. Let's see. And then around the back here. Oh, Bumblebee. How you doing? Oh, they're really busy. Don't mind me. But But yeah, I got some of the heirloom style tomatoes coming in. Which one is that? You know, I gotta get better about where I label these things, because labeling them right at the base doesn't work when they get real giant. And I'll figure that out later. So we'll say that's a future video. And then we've got a chili ready to come in maybe tomorrow. It's a Fresno chili. But yeah, this is the pumpkin, just really doing great. There's a couple cucumbers in there that haven't really done much, and the pepper that's getting swamped out. I think I got to look into pruning the leaves, at least the leaves that are in the bed on this pumpkin. And then I just spotted one of my favorite friends. Well, I mean, Ash is great for them too, but you know, one of my favorite garden friends, because he's not really a garden guy. Oh, did I just lose him? Oh, yeah, I did, didn't I? Oh, no, here. Ladybug. We've had a real explosion of ladybug larvae. We had an aphid outbreak early in the year, and that seemed to really bolster the performance of the ladybug population. And then this is something interesting I found just growing in the yard. Usually I get volunteers like that tomatillo right there, but this is kind of interesting. This is a wild brassica in the mustard family, and what's kind of interesting is I didn't grow mustard this year. I meant to, I might still, but this has edible leaves just like mustard, and it's hot like wasabi, so I can't really complain there. That's I don't mind that. And then we've got the ground cherries, getting pretty big. You see they're starting to fill out these large hoops. It's kind of slowing down. I think it got a little heat stressed. You can see a little bit of like fungus growing on one of the lanterns there. Do my soil moisture level test. It's a little dry. Probably water that. Oh, probably water that at the end of the tour here. And then just some cabbages and the squash that my coworker gave me, and she's not sure what kind they are. A little baby. So I guess we'll find out. It's surviving so far. But yeah, I want to learn how to cook with these squash flowers. They're supposed to be a delicacy. Anyway, that's all what's up here. Not a complete tour, but hopefully just a quick little update for y'all. I hope you're all having a great summer, staying safe. See you soon.